Now for part 2 of the henna leaf series, I'm going to be teaching you the teardrop technique, so let me show you. So I want to give you an idea of what I mean by teardrops. So here is a common vine that you see a lot in henna designs, and you can kind of see here, instead of a tapered edge at the tip there, it's just a little teardrop, and these are used in a lot of different motifs. And so being able to get these down, you can actually create a lot of different variety just with this one simple technique. And I also want to show you that if you struggle a lot with the more pointed leaves, you can actually take this teardrop shape and easily transform it with the tip of your cone to create a tapered kind of point to it. So I'll give you an example. So if you're really new, you can just start with a circle, and you can actually just go like that easily, and then to transform it, you can then take just the tip of your cone and kind of mold the tip like that. So instead of doing it in one fell swoop like that, which is definitely a little bit faster, but I know it's kind of hard sometimes to get all of that motion down. Again, you can just start with a simple dot, create the teardrop shape like that, which is kind of like the stem, and then the point of the leaf. But again, like I said, teardrops can also just be used on their own to create different little leaf-like motifs. Like this is very common, you see that a lot. And again, you can even do just one line, do a teardrop down, and then you can do teardrops on either side. You can even switch it up if you watched the video before this on more of our tapering, and you can actually even alternate it, which is really fun. Something I like to do a lot as well. But if you're just starting out, like I said, you're going to want to try to practice this in many different angles just to really nail it down. So you can first start practicing your teardrops going from left to right. And then you'll also want to get your hand and your muscle memory so that you can execute them mirrored from the right to left, like that. Usually, if you're right-handed like me, this side feels a little bit more awkward than this side. But I also want to show you, sometimes when you're working on a hand, you're working in a certain direction, and if you want, say instead of this leaf going like this, you have it going the opposite direction. So you'll want to actually be able to master this going upside down as well. So as you can see, doing the teardrops the same from left to right and then right to left. But now it's starting from the bottom and going up instead of from the top going down. Another common kind of leaf looking motif that you see a lot as well, kind of see like this. This is a very common starter kind of design that you see a lot on fingertips in henna designs, so that's something you'll really want to master. And again, if you really struggle with creating more of the pointed leaves like we were doing earlier, just try your hand at starting first with a dot, and then you can actually just use the tip of your cone. And when I'm going down like this, you can use a little bit of pressure. It's a very, very light, but with no pressure, you can actually create a tip. So I'm not even squeezing at all. And because you have a lot of pace to work with, even doing like that, you can create a really nice tapered look a lot easier. And again, just to kind of give you an idea how you can even use both of these techniques together, one technique or motif I really love using is first a swirl on either side like this, and then I'll do 2 longer teardrops. So that's something you can also practice, is instead of these short ones, you can see how long you can kind of make them as well. There's really no limit, and it creates a lot of variety. But then we'll go in again, and then I'll end with a tapered leaf. So again, you can do it like that in one fell swoop, or you can do a dot first and then kind of go up and down like that. So this is a very common one. Also, if you know how to do your teardrop like that, you can also kind of go around it like this. So this is very common in henna designs as well. And then you can go in with your tapered long leaf like that. And then I usually like to add a little bit of that there. So you can kind of see, you can create quite a lot of variety with just these two techniques alone. So let me see, you can even go like this. And then you can even swirl around it, which looks really cool. And then you can go like this. And so that is really the key in creating henna designs that look quite different from each other. Is it's the same motif. This is what I always tell people that are just learning. You know, it's the same technique, but just rearranged in different ways. And that's what creates the variety that you see in different henna designs. And the more you do it, the more creative you can get, the more you can kind of do some really cool combinations. So you can do some really cool swirl vines with lines and leaves that are different lengths and widths, as you can see. So I'm using all of these. This is something that I love doing as well. So you can kind of oscillate between all of them and create a really cool flowing type of vine here. Like that, and then a little bit like that. This will look really nice on the hand. Just really gives a really fun, free-flowing, and organic type of look. So that is what you can kind of do with the teardrop.